we rarely notice the constant hum of existence. It's a subtle backdrop to our lives, a tapestry woven from countless threads of sound. From the distant rumble of traffic to the gentle chirping of birds, these soundscapes shape our experiences in ways we often overlook. They can soothe our anxieties or heighten our senses, creating an atmosphere that influences our thoughts, feelings, and actions. This constant sonic presence, often unnoticed, is the essence of an ambient space. It's not just about what we hear, but how it makes us feel. It's the difference between a sterile office and a cozy coffee shop, between a crowded subway platform and a peaceful park. Ambient spaces are more than just physical locations. They are environments defined by the subtle interplay of sound, light, and atmosphere. They envelop us, shaping our perception of the world around us. Think of the warm glow of a fireplace, the scent of freshly baked bread, or the gentle murmur of a water fountain. These elements, both tangible and intangible, combine to create a sense of place, a feeling that goes beyond the purely visual. They tap into our emotions, triggering memories and associations that influence our mood and behavior. Ambient spaces, therefore, are powerful tools for shaping human experience. The modern world is awash in sound. Cities, in particular, are symphonies of human activity, a cacophony of traffic, construction, and the endless chatter of crowds. This constant barrage of noise can be overwhelming, leading to stress, anxiety, and a diminished sense of well-being. Yet, even within this urban jungle, pockets of tranquility exist. Parks offer respite with the rustling of leaves and the gentle splash of fountains. Cafes provide a haven with the comforting aroma of coffee and the murmur of conversation. These spaces remind us of the power of sound to create havens of peace amidst the urban chaos. Nature has long been recognized for its restorative powers. The gentle lapping of waves on the shore, the rustling of leaves in the wind, the chirping of crickets on a summer night. These sounds have an innate ability to soothe our minds and calm our anxieties. These natural soundscapes are more than just pleasant background noise. They are deeply ingrained in our evolutionary history, triggering a sense of safety and well-being. Studies have shown that exposure to nature sounds can lower blood pressure, reduce stress hormones, and promote relaxation. Section 5. The subconscious soundscape. While we may not always be consciously aware of it, our subconscious minds are constantly processing the sounds around us. These sounds can influence our emotions, our focus, and even our physical well-being. The steady rhythm of a heartbeat, the gentle patter of rain, the soothing melody of a lullaby. These sounds have the power to alter our state of mind. This subconscious processing of sound is why certain sounds can be jarring or unsettling, while others can evoke feelings of peace and tranquility. Understanding this connection between sound and our subconscious is key to harnessing the power of ambient spaces. Section 1. The dawn of ambient music for spaces. The concept of ambient music, while solidifying in the late 20th century, has roots reaching back much further. Long before the term ambient was coined, composers and artists experimented with sound's ability to shape atmosphere and evoke emotion. Early examples can be found in various cultures, from the meditative chants of Gregorian monks to the intricate soundscapes of Japanese gagaku court music. These early forms of ambient music, while often tied to religious or ceremonial contexts, shared a common thread. They aimed to create immersive sonic environments that transcended the purely musical. They understood that sound could be more than just entertainment. It could be a powerful tool for shaping human experience. Section 2. Satie's Revolution, Furniture Music and Beyond. One of the earliest pioneers of what we now call ambient music was the French composer Eric Satie. In the early 1900s, Satie rebelled against the conventions of classical music with his furniture music, compositions designed to be played in the background, almost unnoticed. Satie's minimalist piano pieces, with their repetitive melodies and simple harmonies, were intended to blend seamlessly into the environment, creating a subtle sonic backdrop to everyday life. While initially met with skepticism, Satie's ideas would prove to be remarkably prescient, foreshadowing the development of ambient music decades later. Another key figure in the evolution of ambient music was the American composer John Cage. Cage's experimental approach to music challenged traditional notions of sound and silence. His most famous work, 4 minutes and 33 seconds, consists of 4 minutes and 33 seconds of silence, forcing the audience to confront the ambient sounds of their surroundings. Cage argued that silence didn't truly exist, that even in the absence of intentional sound, there was always something to be heard: the hum of traffic outside, the creaking of chairs, the gentle breathing of the audience. This radical concept of found sound would become a cornerstone of ambient music, blurring the lines between composed and environmental sound. The mid-20th century saw the rise of experimental music and the advent of new technologies that would profoundly impact the development of ambient music. Composers like Karlheinz Stockhausen and Pierre Schaeffer began experimenting with tape loops, electronic oscillators, and other innovative techniques to create otherworldly soundscapes. These avant-garde composers embraced the possibilities of manipulating sound, creating textures and atmospheres that were previously unimaginable. Their work, often abstract and challenging, pushed the boundaries of what music could be and laid the groundwork for the ambient explorations to come. The term ambient music itself is often credited to Brian Eno, an English musician and composer who emerged from the experimental rock scene of the 1970s. In 1975, Eno released Discrete Music, an album that would prove to be a pivotal moment in the genre's development. Discrete music was conceived as music for environments, designed to be played at low volumes and blend seamlessly into the background. Eno's use of long, evolving textures and subtle melodic fragments created a sense of spaciousness and tranquility, marking a departure from the more structured forms of traditional music. Section 6. Music for Airports. Defining a genre. In 1978, Eno released Music for Airports, an album that would solidify the concept of ambient music and bring it to wider attention. As the title suggests, the album was envisioned as music for public spaces, specifically the often stressful environment of an airport terminal. Music for Airports featured Eno's signature blend of electronic textures, synthesized soundscapes, and minimalist melodies, creating a calming and contemplative atmosphere. The album's liner notes included Eno's definition of ambient music, environmental music designed to create a specific atmosphere or mood. Section 7. The rise of electronic instruments. The development of ambient music coincided with the rise of electronic musical instruments in the 1970s and 1980s. Synthesizers, samplers, and drum machines offered new possibilities for creating and manipulating sound, providing musicians with a vast palette of sonic textures to explore. These instruments allowed artists to create sounds that were impossible to achieve with traditional acoustic instruments, opening up new sonic territories for ambient music to flourish. The ability to create long, evolving soundscapes and intricate rhythmic patterns became defining characteristics of the genre. Section 8. Synthesizers and samplers. New tools for a new sound. Synthesizers, in particular, played a crucial role in shaping the sound of ambient music. These instruments allowed musicians to generate a vast array of electronic tones and textures, from warm, analog pads to shimmering, digital soundscapes. Samplers, on the other hand, enabled artists to capture and manipulate sounds from the real world, transforming everyday noises into musical elements. This ability to blend organic and synthetic sounds became a hallmark of ambient music, blurring the lines between the natural and the artificial. Section 9. From studios to stages. Ambient goes live. While early ambient music was primarily a studio-based genre, the 1980s saw the emergence of artists who began performing ambient music live. These performances often featured elaborate light shows and visuals, creating immersive sensory experiences that went beyond traditional concert settings. Pioneering artists like Harold Budd, Laraji, and Aphex Twin captivated audiences with their ethereal soundscapes and hypnotic performances, demonstrating that ambient music could be a powerful and engaging live experience. As ambient music gained popularity, artists began incorporating elements of world music into their sonic palettes. The rich tapestry of global rhythms, instruments, and vocal traditions offered a wealth of inspiration, adding new dimensions to the genre. From the meditative drones of Indian classical music to the hypnotic polyrhythms of West African drumming, world music influences broadened the sonic possibilities of ambient music, creating a more diverse and globally informed genre. Section 11. Global rhythms and textures. The incorporation of world music elements into ambient music went beyond simply borrowing sounds. Artists began to explore the rhythmic and textural possibilities of these traditions, weaving them into their own unique sonic tapestries. The use of traditional instruments alongside electronic textures created a fascinating interplay between the ancient and the modern, the organic and the synthetic. This fusion of styles resulted in a richer and more nuanced approach to ambient music, pushing the boundaries of the genre even further. Section 12. The ambient underground, cassettes and DIY culture. The 1980s also saw the rise of an underground ambient music scene, fueled by the accessibility of cassette tapes and the DIY ethos of punk and post-punk subcultures. Independent labels sprang up, releasing experimental and often challenging music that pushed the boundaries of the genre. Cassette tapes, with their portability and ease of duplication, allowed artists to distribute their music directly to fans, bypassing traditional record label structures. This DIY approach fostered a sense of community and experimentation within the ambient scene, leading to a proliferation of new sounds and subgenres. Section 13. Sharing the sound, independent labels, and distribution. Independent record labels played a crucial role in nurturing and promoting the burgeoning ambient underground. Labels like 4AD, Warp Records, and Hyper-Realist Records became synonymous with innovative and influential ambient music. These labels provided a platform for artists who were exploring the outer limits of ambient music, releasing groundbreaking albums that challenged conventions and expanded the genre's sonic vocabulary. They also fostered a sense of community among artists and fans, creating a vibrant and supportive ecosystem for ambient music to thrive. Section 14. Ambient and technology, a symbiotic relationship. From its inception, ambient music has had a symbiotic relationship with technology. The development of new instruments, recording techniques, and distribution platforms has always been intertwined with the evolution of the genre. As technology advanced, so too did the possibilities for creating and experiencing ambient music. Digital audio workstations, or DAWs, provided musicians with unprecedented control over their sonic creations, while the internet opened up new avenues for collaboration, distribution, and fan engagement. Section 15. Digital audio workstations, expanding creative possibilities. The advent of affordable and powerful digital audio workstations, or DAWs, in the 1990s revolutionized music production, and ambient music was no exception. DAWs provided musicians with virtual studios at their fingertips, offering an array of tools for composing, recording, editing, and manipulating sound. With DAWs, artists could create complex soundscapes and intricate arrangements entirely within the digital realm. The ability to layer, loop, and process sounds with precision opened up new avenues for sonic exploration, leading to a wave of innovative and experimental ambient music. Section 16. The Internet Age, from niche to global phenomenon. The rise of the internet in the late 1990s and early 2000s had a profound impact on ambient music, transforming it from a niche genre into a global phenomenon. Online platforms provided new avenues for artists to connect with audiences, share their music, and build communities. Websites, forums, and online radio stations dedicated to ambient music sprang up, creating virtual spaces for fans to discover new artists, discuss their favorite music, and connect with like-minded individuals from all over the world. The emergence of streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music in the 2010s further democratized access to ambient music. With vast libraries of music available at our fingertips, listeners could explore a seemingly endless array of ambient artists and subgenres. Streaming services also made it easier for artists to reach new audiences, as their music could be discovered through curated playlists, algorithmic recommendations, and online radio stations. This accessibility has contributed to the continued growth and evolution of ambient music, introducing it to a wider and more diverse audience than ever before. As ambient music has evolved, it has spawned countless subgenres and hybrids, each with its own unique characteristics and influences. From the glitchy, experimental sounds of IDM or intelligent dance music, to the dark, atmospheric textures of drone, ambient music continues to push boundaries and defy categorization. This constant evolution is a testament to the genre's enduring appeal and its ability to adapt and incorporate new ideas. As technology continues to advance and musical boundaries continue to blur, the future of ambient music promises to be as exciting and unpredictable as its past. The influence of ambient music extends beyond the realm of sound, permeating other art forms and design disciplines. The concept of creating immersive, atmospheric experiences has resonated with artists and designers who have embraced ambient aesthetics in their work. From minimalist architecture and interior design to experimental film and video art, ambient aesthetics can be seen in the use of space, light, color, and texture to evoke specific moods and emotions. Ultimately, ambient music is about creating a holistic experience that engages the listener on multiple levels. It's about the interplay of sound, space, and perception, and how these elements can be combined to create immersive and transformative environments. Whether it's the subtle background music in a cafe, the soothing soundscapes of a meditation app, or the immersive sonic environments of a concert hall, ambient music has the power to shape our emotions, alter our perceptions, and enhance our daily lives.